Mac Miller and Mark Twain are two legendary artists, writers, and storytellers that you might not associate with each other. But after listening to Mac Miller's latest album, Balloonerism, he references Mark Twain in the song Friendly Hallucinations, and it sends me down a rabbit hole I was not expecting. Check this out.
Texture pressing up against your chest, you say I love you, you don't hear it back. Falling victim to a world that's filled with satire.
Mark Twain admire.
Open Tom Sawyer.
Read a passage to the cab driver. I'm gonna show you 3 similarities between Mac Miller and Mark Twain that absolutely blew my mind. The first thing I want to point out is that both artists used alter egos in their creative process. Mark Twain was born in 1835, but he didn't always go by that name. He was born Samuel Langhorne Clemens to a working class family in Missouri. He also expressed himself through his characters like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, drawing inspiration from his own childhood growing up along the Mississippi River. Mac Miller is also known to have multiple alter egos and personas, one of which that makes an appearance on Balloonerism, Delusional Thomas. A distorted psychopathic killer that lets Mac Miller take his sound and lyrics to a dark and unhinged place. You hear high-pitched vocals over eerie descending keys, a jazzy bass line, and some loose drums. Delusional Thomas pulls out some of the most out-of-pocket bars, and one of them that made me laugh is this.
Psychopathic thinker, hyperactive drinker, blew my shit up with a thumb up like Henry Winkler. My bitch like a king cover, put it in her sphincter. Your bitch like a bad fart.
All she do is linger.
It's crude, brash, funny, and it reminds me of another great artist's alter ego, Tyler the Creator, and specifically Wolf Haley, the persona behind some of the most controversial and career-defining lyrics. Without Wolf Haley, we wouldn't have Yonkers, the song that changed the trajectory of Tyler's career and put him on the radar of a lot of people. Then from there, Tyler took his alter egos and characters to new heights, leading to many albums, some of the most creative songs, and my personal favorite artists. Songwriting at its core is storytelling, and great storytellers, whether in music or literature, create worlds and bring those stories to life through the characters in those worlds. Mac Miller executes this incredibly in Balloonerism, filling his world with vampires, wizards, love, and humor. That brings us back to Mark Twain and the next similarity. Both Mac Miller and Mark Twain experienced some serious hardships in their life, but they channeled those struggles into their work. Samuel Clemens' dad was a lawyer, but his family never had much money. Samuel was the 6th child out of 7, and when he was only 11 years old, his father would pass away, leaving his family in financial ruin. This led to him dropping out in the 5th grade and getting a job to help support his family. Aside from this, only 4 of his siblings would survive childhood, with his youngest sibling, Henry, dying from an explosion on a steamboat from a job that he got because of Samuel. As a child, Samuel loved the water and grew up along the Mississippi River that inspired his most famous works. Like his characters, Samuel was adventurous and reckless, and on 9 different occasions almost drowned. But that never stopped him from getting back in the water. At 21, he started training on the Mississippi River as a steamboat apprentice, and at 23 was made a steamboat pilot. This is actually where the name Mark Twain would come from. It was a common call for steamboat pilots, meaning 2 fathoms deep or 12 feet, signaling that the water was safe for the boat to pass through. Like Twain navigating the ever-changing Mississippi, Mac Miller spent his career trying to stay afloat in the music industry amidst his personal struggles with loss, heartbreak, and addiction. Both artists saw life as a constant journey, one where you have to read the signs and find your way through unpredictable waters. Okay, and now for the third and most shocking similarity between Mac Miller and Mark Twain is that they both somewhat predicted their own death. In the song Funny Papers off Balloonerism, Mac Miller says, "I didn't think anybody died on a Friday," and referenced death in his music many times before passing. On Friday, September 7th, 2018, Mac Miller passed away on a Friday. Mark Twain's life lined with the passing of Halley's Comet, which only comes every 75 years or so. The year he was born, Halley's Comet passed, and then in 1909 he says this, "I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it. It will be the greatest disappointment of my life if I don't go out with Halley's Comet. The Almighty has said, no doubt, now here are these two unaccountable freaks. They came in together, they must go out together. True to his prediction, Samuel Clemens passed away on April 21st, 1920, just one day after Halley's Comet made its closest approach to Earth. I strongly recommend listening to Balloonerism if you haven't already. It feels like Mac Miller is advocating for a world with more creativity and imagination. Life had gotten too serious, everyone had grown up and lost their magic. But Mac Miller is asking, what happened to apple juice and cartwheels? If you want to see more videos like this, my name is Mike and I love talking about music and artists that started movements and inspired generations to come. I'm on my own journey as an artist, finding inspiration, and want to bring you along with what I'm learning on the way. Make sure to subscribe and I'll have more videos like this coming soon. And if you want to check out my latest song and music video that I just dropped, I'll link it below. It's called Swiss Army Knife. Okay guys, thanks for watching.